All right. Derek. This next band also previously held a spot in your previous top 10 albums of the year.
It did, but so did it in Jacobs, and he didn't add an album this month, so I'm gonna toss this one to him.
Oh man.
You also like this album more than all of us, I think, so.
Movements have released their third album, I think.
Yeah.
Ruckus.
So impressed with your dedication. I guess you really made it. And I hope you.
Which is in contention for worst album art of the year.
I
Let
would
it be known.
I would challenge anybody to find one that's worse.
Yeah.
Except maybe
Picturesque.
August Red.
Picturesque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let this be a lesson. Do not just make your album art letters. I guess they're trying to go for like a circus type of vibe, but like maybe
This is
actually
not a
I don't even
circus
get
type
it.
of vibe.
No,
I thought
at
it was
all.
like
So I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
1980s like cartoonish TV ad
Yeah.
text type thing.
This is like the album is coming out in 2 days, and the album art file corrupted on the hard drive. Shit. What do we do? We're all in a boardroom.
Microsoft Word.
Yeah, right. So, what do we think about the quality of the album in comparison to the album art?
This is a better album than No Good Left to Give.
That is not true, but this is a pretty good album.
Sorry, Derek, you making that sound made me think of the Family Guy like dad.
Dude, that
Somebody photoshopped Derek's purple face on that. His mouth is open perfectly.
dude, I just
Hold on.
I had a physical
I have-
and
I have the
unprompted
same
reaction
file.
to that sentence. Ashes.
Yeah, other than what's the Ghost song on that album? I can't
Don't
remember.
give
the name
up
of
your
the song.
ghost.
Don't give up your ghost and Skin to Skin. No Good Left to Give was kind of forgettable to me. I'm sorry.
Oh.
This album, I would take Fail You, Killing Time, and Tightrope over anything off of that album.
Man's picking all
Wow.
the singles.
This
Yes.
this is certainly a Jake take if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Jake. I think this album is
Take it from someone who is not very fond of movements and is now very pleased with what I got. Can we at least settle there?
I won't settle, but for the sake of complicity, I'll allow
You're
it.
not one of us now.
No.
Understood.
I'm going to take out a lead pipe.
And send him to heaven.
I
I hope you
Make me
choke.
make me
I hope you
make,
choke, Jake.
make me do a little dance with death.
You have failed me.
Understood.
At this point, we're just killing time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at least we split this episode into two, so we can.
Real.
I enjoyed this album a lot more than I thought I would. Going into it, I was really underwhelmed by the 3 singles I listened to, which were Killing Time, Lead Pipe, and Fail You, all the songs Jake mentioned before. I was very underwhelmed by...
No, I did Tightrope. I mentioned Tightrope.
Oh, you did mention Tightrope. That
That's
is
probably
a single.
though.
That is a single I did not listen to until I heard the
Yes.
album. And I wanted to mention it last episode, but Tightrope, not songs that are named Tightrope this month kind of popped off.
Yeah.
Although this was
Also-
this was released a little early.
Shout
I
out
heard
Tightrope
it.
by The Score, which was released in 2017. Another good song named Tightrope, anyway.
So, Derek, I feel like this subject matter is actually very similar to previous movements' work, but the tone of the album is not.
I
If
concur
that
with
makes
that.
sense.
Nope, I'm right there with you.
Which I'm kind of okay with. Yeah, I thought this album not better than No Good Left to Give It, like I said, but definitely surprised me, and songs that I really enjoyed are like I said, Tightrope, You're One of Us Now, AMP, which I just don't know what that means, but
A
also enjoy-
Movements project.
really?
No, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, I gotta read lyrics from Tightrope because that is by far my favorite song, and I had that on repeat for like 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks. Especially like the ending when they blend the chorus with the oh.
I know, I'm with you.
So I'm gonna read some. So can I try to be somebody you could love? I don't know if I could ever measure up, but you took my breath like water in my lungs, and I would die to be somebody you could love.
It's a beautiful song.
God, yeah.
I would
And
say definitely the most emotional song on the album, I think.
that is what got me, dude. The emotion, the
Yeah.
oh, don't remind me I could never be enough. Yeah, that part as well. The bridge and
Mhm.
the chorus mixed together. Yeah, I really just love the emotion. You get almost. I feel like that song could even fit on "No Good Left to Give."
I think it's the most similar to No Good Left to Give. Admittedly,
That's
I haven't
probably
spent
right.
as much time, but from what I remember of that album that I did not spend very much time with, Tightrope is more in line with that compared to the rest of the album, which is a bit of a sonic difference. Like,
Mm.
it's definitely, I think what you said about like lyrically similar, but like the tone is different is very accurate. Like, this song has a very, or not song, this album has a very different energy to it. It's more upbeat and involved instrumentally than No Good Left to Give was, and I think that's why I'm liking it more. Because the songs that were more involved instrumentally on No Good Left to Give, like Don't Give Up Your Ghost, were the songs that I enjoyed more. And songs like Killing Time and Failure, which have really memorable guitar and bass moments in the chorus and the verses, stick with me. And I also think the vocal delivery on those songs are much more hooky than Movement songs in the past.
I can agree with that. There's the picture. Yeah, I got the chorus of AMP stuck in my head as well. I also noticed, like, on that song, it's a lot more. It's not really sad. It's more like lustful, honestly. Which you get a little bit of mixture between sad, lustful, sad, which is kind of like we've been getting a lot of that lately with like Bad Omens, Sleep Token.
Horny core.
Yeah, that's the word. Derek, what is your favorite song?
I Hope You Choke.
That is
Good pick.
not what I expected.
That seems excessive. How dare you?
Fuck your
is-
question.
I
think it's that, and then Tightrope, and then either Coeur d'Alene or You're One of Us Now. I thought I Hope You Choke was kind of like okay the first time I heard it, but I couldn't get out of my head, and then I just listened to it like 30 times in a row. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, this song fucks.
That
Really?
the delivery of I Hope You and then the slight pause before choke.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's surprisingly catchy.
I can't believe that because I honestly think that's like one of my least favorite songs on the album.
Mm,
Just because of that delivery itself, it's a little
right?
odd and
It's definitely a hit or miss delivery, I'll say. Like the first time I heard that, I'm like, and I was mid on it, I'm like, I'm either gonna end up loving this or hating this. Like, it's very, I don't even want to say unorthodox because I feel like I've heard it a lot, or at least before, but different than anything else on the album, which makes it, I guess, a little bit more polarizing. But no, I ended up loving it. I still don't love this album as a whole. I think I will forever be stuck in. I finally, you know what it is? It's the day that I become a scene boomer because I am now complaining about a band changing their sound.
I'm already a scene boomer. I hate metalcore.
Yeah, metalcore. Are we talking about any metalcore albums? We aren't, are we? Oh no, we are.
Yeah, we are.
I love that. Love that album.
It's funny because most of the shows I go to are metalcore.
Yeah, right. It's cursed with the fact that like the new material is for the most part so played out and boring, but it's never gonna be bad live. Like, I'm never gonna not enjoy a live breakdown.
Yeah.
I will continue complaining about these bands and buying tickets to their
Yeah,
album tours.
That's honestly so true.
Oh God.
So when's the movement song with a breakdown?
I mean,
we got some.
I would say maybe there might be something
I feel
close
like
on
you're-
that first EP.
Well, I haven't gone that far back, so
Yeah, you need to make,
I gotta
you need
work
to
on
make the
that.
move. You need to
I
make
gotta
a
work on
movement
that.
to their discography.
I very much do. After No Good Left to Give, I really didn't have much desire to go further back into their discography. After this album, I'm more curious now.
Yeah, I think the problem with this for me is that like you mentioned, Jacob, the more that I listen to some of these songs, the more I realize that a lot of the same lyricism that I love is still there. It's just I feel like it works very well in conjunction with the older movement sound and not so much with this. Which is why like Tightrope and Coeur d'Alene, I feel like strike a bit stronger of a chord with me than some of the other songs.
I can't agree. Honestly, I feel like we're gonna be talking about this at the end of the year. This might be a sleeper, like a high top 10, like 8 or 9 or something for me.
If the
I
last
got that
three
vibe.
songs, if the last three songs didn't leave me as underwhelmed as I am about them,
You think
There's, like-
AMP is underwhelming?
yeah,
I agree.
mean, You're One of Us Now and I Hope You Choke are the only of the non-singles that really did anything for me. Those last three I did not
Oh,
spend
I
much
love
time
AMP.
with. Like, if those last three songs were songs that I found more enjoyment out of, I think we're talking about a sleeper top 10 for me, even.
The songs I like on this
With how
album-
much time I spent with Killing
Wait.
Time and Failure, and even Tightrope, with like how much of an emotional chord that song hits, like, this album is so close to being on that borderline for me. Which is not something I would have expected to have said after how I felt about No Good Left to Give.
It's funny for me because the songs I like on this album are mirrored. So I like the opener and the closer and the 4 songs in the middle. But track 2 and 3, Killing Time and Lead Pipe, and then AMP and Dance with Death, I don't like all that much.
A lot of conflicting
I
opinions going on.
Yeah.
gotta sell AMP for you.
This might be the most
so
polarizing
groovy.
album. I will say that of the songs that I did not like, I have not gone back to them. So there is an opportunity. I was just very honestly a little bit bored listening to this album at points.
Your expectations ruined it for you.
It really, they did, but I want movements. It's not a case of like, I wish I could get over my own expectations so I could enjoy this. It's, I actively want those expectations to be met. I think older movements material just means too much to me at this point, that like deviations from that, I will find, at least if this album is any indication, I will find value in them, but I will never like them as much.
I can't, like, I'm really connected to, or I was really connected to No Good Left to Give, but not any other previous works, I guess, except maybe The Gray, but that's about it. Like, I don't know. I guess I can differentiate the albums. It's not an artist that I'm like, oh, they have to sound like this or else I don't like them. It's more like I appreciate. It's kind of like Boston Manor for me. I was like, I love Welcome to the Neighborhood, but I also I hate Glue, but then I also love Datara, or however you say it.
Yeah, I got no clue.
Anyway, I feel like we talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this enough. Justin, give us one sentence of your thoughts on this album.
And what is your favorite song?
It good, I guess. Question mark.
And your favorite song?
Honestly, I didn't have any of them saved, so I think the one I stuck with the most was Tightrope.
Good choice.
We take those.
All right.
If not
That is
if
what
not
we can agree
Tightrope,
on.
if not Tightrope, it was Killing Time.